Greetings. Welcome to the House of Tarot. This is your host, Michaela Rena, and I'm really glad to be able to come to you this afternoon. I wanted to share a couple of things as I contemplate what to speak about or what the energy is of today. I began to really wonder, how serious are we in the stream of what's going on in our world today? And we can get really shallow, or we could be really shallow. I'm going to call it shallow for the moment, where we're only thinking about our love life, our money, our family, if we're going to have a job or not. However, there are some larger things that are happening in the world. And as tarot readers, I'm going to say in general, we never really like to speak on particular types of subject. However, there's a time and a place for everything. And that's what I started to observe about myself as I was pulling cards today, that I said, there's got to be something more of substance when it comes to reading tarot. And today merits that. And that's in alignment with a lot of different things that are happening across the news worldwide, not in addition to what's happening here in the United States, but worldwide, how people are being affected. And so I pulled 3 cards, and it wasn't to talk about love life. It wasn't to talk about somebody getting a job or navigating through someone else's emotional day. It wasn't about a narcissist and different things like that. It was really about the health of our society. And so the card here that I pulled is the Empress, and I see her representing our society as a whole. If you notice, she has this beautiful hat on her head, so that is in connection, or I see it as having a lot of lofty ideas, but having heavy responsibility. The Empress is, traditionally, she's pregnant. So she's bearing life, and she has a heavy burden of making sure that everyone that she's responsible for is well. And yes, she is a little egotistical, maybe not a little, a whole lot, and protective and self-serving. And that's the way that I see society right now. There are different aspects of our society that is caring for humanitarian needs, making sure that the children, the responsibility is cared for. However, having lofty ideas, much like this Empress here, having very lofty ideas. However, if you notice, everything's green, everything's in bloom. So what is being produced for and by the Empress tends to benefit everyone. However, we're still in a lot of conflict, and there's things that need to be worked on and moved through, shifted through this energy. Why do I know that? Is because the next card that I see come up is the 6 of Cups. So this card in this position that I have them is, what do we need to work on as a society? And this is having balance and communication. Now, it's really interesting. We have this talk about certain sort of therapies to deal with certain ailments, real or imagined, just depending on whose side you're listening to. And we have this communication that is not balanced. And if you notice here, there are 4 cups on the bottom. There's a lot of water behind them, a ship and a boat. There's butterflies for transformation. The water is emotional, and they're standing outside of the emotional place. So it may mean that these 2 young ones are ill-equipped to handle something more serious, right? So they have cups, and it tends to be a little back and forth right here. So this is where we would say in the society, there's got to be some balance. And right now we can see there's no balance. It's either one way or no way. Either you're accepted or you're not. I can give you a limited freedom or a limited share responsibility. It's in limitations. If you notice there, right, that she's holding on to it, and one of them is holding on to it. The other one might be giving or receiving. However, there is some other things that need to be taken into consideration. Other conversations, if you notice, there's over here, and there's the boats in the background. That's a lot going on right there. So the boats are different vessels, different types of vessels. Different types of vessels need different things and need different type of attention. However, right now we're in the society that appears that it's one-stop shop for everything, and that's not necessarily true when I look at these cards, and that's how we're functioning in this society, and it's causing trepidation. You can see that we're not able to reach the certain vessels or ideas, or we're not able to communicate or hear the communication from different groups because we're only thinking about one idea right there. Difficult to transform with that. However, if we can get through that, we can get through this balance, which is so important, we may be able to, like this card, literally come to terms, come to an agreement. Now it's Two of Wands. Wands is combative and creative. So we have literally where people can, as humanity, I find it interesting that this is literally a world right here. As humanity, we can work together. However, it may have some conflict, not a lot, but there's got to definitely be a meeting of the mind right there, a meeting of ideas, and being able to create something, even passionately, that will support everyone, not only one group of people. So that we are not only looking at one conversation or one emotion or feelings about a particular thing, we can transform so that the Empress, which is society, is helping all of humanity. There are a lot of bigger things that we can think about, and some are having difficulty even going to sleep because of the worry of the many things. However, if we as individuals are remembering that we are human family first, we remember humanity. We remember humanity. We recall what it feels like to be without something, to be shut out, to be pushed aside somewhere in your life. If you can recall that, it will allow you to step back into your humanitarian feelings and serve the whole here like the Empress. Well, that's my read for today. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow on Wishful Wednesday. And if you would like to connect with me, you can click on one of those links down there, and I'll be glad to hear from you. And you can visit us at the House of Tarot at Clearly Magical. Blessed be. Ashe.